So how are you doing?
I'm good. I see you on Facebook sometimes. I see
Yeah?
your comments sometimes. It's very positive usually, so that's good.
You broke the snow, you see that?
I know. Tempest. Tempest have come to Milan.
Okay, we can start talking about the album cover, which is very intriguing and also enigmatic, elegant at the same time.
Yeah.
We see a black bird with a Latin inscription saying "Last Argument of Kings" that hits hard a white bone. And the first thing that comes into my mind is the fight between the good and the evil.
Yeah.
And maybe that there are very few and powerful people that can control our lives and play with our lives as they're doing with on the chessboard, maybe.
Yeah,
Is there any specific message you wanted to convey?
Well, that's a good interpretation. That's good. That's it.
That's it. Okay.
So,
that's the answer.
Yeah.
I gave the answer.
No, but the War of Kings lyric comes from an old Swedish book. It's The Long Ships, and the lyric is more from the past. But when we found the artist Paul Tippett, who did the first Black Star Riders cover, we liked the way he did the silver play and everything. We thought, let's try this guy, and we sent him the title and the lyric, and we said to him, no fire, no swords, no ships, no Vikings. Keep it
contemporary.
Yeah, keep it to this age, you know, and because we felt like at the same time in the old days when the self-proclaimed kings or the elected kings were fighting each other, kind of chaos. There's a similarity going on in the world today, and so if there is a modern interpretation, like for instance you had in the cover, but we just love what he came up with, and the chess angle we also had. He had it at the same time, so it's kind of an idea to play with kings in that way. You know, there are other ways of playing with kings, like the King of the Jungle or lions, or there are other. We explored a lot of different areas with kings, but we all loved this cover when he sent it back.
Nice.
We really liked it. We only did some small changes to it, and but other than that, he got it spot on. I think it's contemporary, and it's important to keep it contemporary because the title War of Kings and the lyrics are more set in the past, so we wanted to make it
up to date.
Up to date, and you can read into it in today's world, find your own meanings into it, like you did.
The label Pure Classic Rock has been used several times before, and I think that this time it perfectly matched the sound of War of Kings. And also the kind of production has no frills at all. And to me, also the production of War of Kings keeps moving away from the first album after the reunion. Am I correct?
Yeah, we've been on a journey since Start From the Dark. I mean, Start From the Dark is literally what it is. It was something coming from nowhere. John Norman started detuning guitars. I came from a different angles lyrically because I've been doing my solo stuff, and we just started from nothing, and then we've been on this journey, and the most important thing has been to say no, to not listen to anybody outside the band. So we've actually been on our own journey to grow. If you manage to say no to people around you, you can grow as a person, because otherwise you'd be sort of told where to go and what to do. We've found our own way. All the decisions have been made in the dressing room and finding producers, songs, and direction. And yeah, Start From Dark is slightly different, but that was detuned, a lot of detuning and B-tuning, I think. And we just come out of the 90s then, and there was a different sense. Even on Secret Society, you can feel that sort of detune, kind of a modern approach of writing a little bit. But then we slowly, on the last trilogy, the last Leading Bag of Bones and War of Kings, we slowly, without knowing it, bringing out the old influences from when we were kids. When you're between 15 and 25, I think you get the strongest impressions in your life. And they disappear for a while because you go on your own journey with families and work, but then it automatically comes back to you and you can't stop it. It's just there, you know, the biggest. And that's why we wanted to make War of Kings like one of those magical albums that has a vibe and an atmosphere, like Led Zeppelin 4, anything, you know, Obsession even, or Machine Head maybe. There's so many of those that has the whole album is a journey, and it's dramatic, it's emotional.
Yes.
You know, it's got everything.
Yes,
got everything.
Yes.
So that's what we achieved with War of Kings. That's why we say there's an album we always wanted to make. It's one of those I want to hear it all the way through and enjoy, you know, the valleys and the peaks, you know.
but also, as you say, it says a lot about your musical influences and roots. Deep Purple,
Yeah, it does.
Led Zeppelin.
It's coming out a lot, especially in the keyboard work, you know. We
Yeah,
brought up the keyboards
exactly.
more, but we brought it up in a cool way with the mellotron and with the hammered organ, and we started working on a lot of melodies. Dave Cobb had great ideas for melodies as well, and arrangements, and he's co-written 3 or 4 tracks. I mean, he was a band member for 2 weeks. He's a musician. He was amazing. We took a chance.
Part of the
Yeah, he became part of the band. Yeah.
Yeah, talking about Dave Cobb, I read an interesting interview to him, which he said that to him the main requirement to produce an album is having a fantastic singer.
Yeah, he said the same.
If you have a fantastic singer, everything falls into place. And
With him it does, because he's so clever with the music. He's very clever.
Yeah. But that leads me to your vocal performance on the album. Your voice was just laid bare. And did you work with Dave on this matter, or was it a natural evolution started already with songs like, for example, Drinking a Smile, to name one where you have given your voice different shades?
Yeah, that's when I did a little bit of a fun thing with the voice on that Drinking a Smile. But no, yeah, we talked a little bit before we went into the studio, and he mentioned that he loved singers. It's important for him to work with a band with good singers.
Yeah.
And no pressure then, I thought, you know, because I mean, he
felt,
worked with Rival Sun
relaxed.
singer is amazing. He's so cool, great singer. And also I've checked what other stuff that he's produced with, you know, Whiskey Myers. I like that singer as well. So he works with great singers. But yeah, we talked about the sound of the vocal, the approach, and he gave me a few interesting points how to. You know, he reminded me how Ozzy sang sometimes with verses starting high and going low in a verse, and I never really thought about it. And so we tried a few things like that on War Kings and Nothing to You, and it was just sort of hints to me, and I was like, okay, I'll try something like that. So a few things, and also the sound. We got a great mic, a U47 from Gothenburg, from Soundtrack of Our Lives. We know the bass player Kalle, and he kindly let us use some of the best old vintage equipment.
Microphone,
Yeah, we drove a truck from Gothenburg to Stockholm,
right.
because we were in a new studio, so we were a bit nervous about that. This is too new.
You wanted to warm up a bit the sound,
So we had a truckload of stuff coming, and we had a great mic, U47, and Dave really liked it. Dave also has had certain effects on the vocal, echoes that really enhances the quality. But I have to say that I was a bit surprised myself with the voice, because the voice has changed over the years. The crew members say they've heard me, and you've heard me over the years, and it's changed slightly, and they really like it. It's a bit rounder, it's a bit hoarser, it's a bit sort of warmer sounding, the voice. And I wasn't sure how it would work on War Kings, because I was really singing hard.
Yeah.
And I thought it's going to sound hard, but it didn't. It became kind of warm and pleasing, and I'm really happy with the vocal. John Warren thinks it's the best vocal I've ever done in some of these songs.
Yeah, I want to tell you just this, because you mentioned Nothing to You.
Yeah.
When I first heard the song, my jaw dropped, because I just love the keyboards and your vocals on that one.
That's what they
it's
said.
amazing.
John said as well. This is one of the best vocals you've ever done.
Yes, I hope
About
you're
Nothing
gonna
to You.
play it live. But
Yeah, I hope so.
It's up to you.
It depends. It depends on how long the show is.
Yeah.
Because when we go on the road, if it's around 1:15 or something, it's hard to get everything in. But on our own shows, of course, that would be it.
At the end of the instrumental Bazastan, we hear the Battle of Cry War of Kings coming back, and then when everything seems to end, it actually notes. So it's kind of unusual for you. It's something that you've never done before. How did you come up with it?
I think it's an old Beatles thing. I think they did the very, very end noise. I think that's an old Helter Skelter. I think that's a Beatles idea from Mick. He used to listen to the Beatles all the time.
The strangest ideas come from Mick.
Yeah, Mick is amazing.
Yeah.
He makes intros to our live shows. He makes everything. He's amazing. No, but the fade was like when we recorded War of Kings, the song. The fade was 4 minutes long. We couldn't stop.
Oh, wow.
I was finished working the making of now, and you can tell we just play, and we just said, this is going to be the opening of the album. How can it be 10 minutes long? How can the fade? It can't. Let's put the fade at the end as a hidden track.
Okay,
That's how
that's
we
why.
because we didn't want to lose it. We want to have it.
Yeah, sure.
So we faded up as a hidden track, and you've noticed it, and some journalists have noticed it. So we know who listens properly to the stuff.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I did. What about the songs "Angels with Broken Hearts"? Is it true that you wrote it with David, and it's
Yeah.
dedicated to Jack Bruce, right?
Well, it's partly dedicated to Jack Bruce. It was an accident because we're in the studio. John is playing the riff, and Dave says, "Oh, that's a great riff. Why don't we all write a song in true American Nashville style? We'll all go in, everybody, and sit together around the campfire." No, but honestly, we went in with acoustic guitars and started writing from scratch. As we are writing the song, which is going really well, everybody's coming with ideas. We get a text message. I think Ian got it. And he said, "Oh, guys, Jack Bruce has just died." So in the middle of writing this song, so all of a sudden my lyric starts changing. On the making of, I don't have a lyric yet. We haven't got the phone call yet, I think. I don't know, but anyway, because that's a completely different lyric.
So you change it on.
Yeah, I changed it on the night. Later that night, I was scribbling and stuff. Anyway, so that's how the connection with Jack Bruce came. And the lyric became more about close people that had passed away. Jack Bruce had passed away. And some of the guys in the band really enjoyed Jack's career, like John Levin, for instance, and Ian, I think, too. And all of us have been bruised one way or another, you know. And so, yeah, it became part of it. And we have even found a sample of Jack Bruce on Mellotron, his voice. That's in the breakdown. It's hidden in the breakdown. You can hear, you can hear something. So, yeah, it was partly dedicated to him as well.
There's another straightforward song with a very cheerful riff that is called "Days of Rock and Roll."
Yeah.
And can it be read as a dedication you wrote to yourself? Because somewhere in the lyrics you say the time is still ours.
Oh yeah.
Still our time to rock and roll. Maybe.
Yeah, the lyric has some sort of modern influences too, because there's been a lot of talk about rock and roll is dead and everything, and the lyric is written recently, but the song was written after Final Countdown. It was the first song written after the Final Countdown album. It was called Out of This World, but it was very, very different. It was a minor riff. It was supposed to be some sort of follow-up to Final Countdown and everything. It was minor, and it was horns playing. But last year I thought, that's a great idea, but I want to see if it works on guitar. And I started rewriting it, and I got that shuffle going, and I played it to the guys. That's great. That's going to be a great live track, they said. Let's work on it. So that's how it happened. It was actually meant as sort of a... And lyrically there are some references to the well, the fountain of rock and roll that's still there if you want it, you know. It's but also some hints to people that have said rock and he's dead.
No, he's not
And also,
dead at all.
he's been on vacation.
He's on vacation.
Yeah, that's it. Rock and roll is not dead. It's been on vacation and it's coming back on the 2nd of March, everybody.
Okay, one last question, Joy. The choice of LA-based management immediately appeared as the band's will to go back and play in the US.
Yeah.
And in fact, you announced already a US tour in April.
Yeah.
And there is also a beautiful song on the album called California 45.
Oh yeah, sure.
Some
It's a
sort
great
of
song.
tribute to music. Do you think that the US is still the land that any artist wants to conquer?
Well, we're not really in a conquer kind of mindset. We would like to play our new albums more in America because they have not followed, like some countries in Europe have really embraced our new albums and they know we reincarnated, they know we a new band. But in America we would like to come and show them. And this is our first time in 10 years.
Yes.
The first tour we did there was in 2004 and it was not so big and it was, you know, some smaller venues. So this is the first time we're doing some proper stuff in America and we're looking forward to it. And maybe we can build on it. That's the idea. Build on it slowly like we always do.
Okay. Joy, if you want to send a message to the readers of Rock Rebel magazine and Italian fans in general.
Hi everyone, Rock Rebel magazine. This is Joey Tempest from the band Europe. Thanks for your support in the past and also thanks for checking out War of Kings. We think it's an amazing record. We hope you like it too. And see you on tour, hopefully back after the summer to Italy. And we're going to enjoy that very much, as we always do. Take care. See you soon.